Welcome back to DuckinaPot.com. Today we're going to be making the DuckinaPot version of the Knott's Berry Farm Boysenberry pie. We're going to be using these Oregon canned boysenberries in light syrup. Take a look there. You can use these. If you can find fresh boysenberries, that would be great. They're hard to find. Or even frozen boysenberries would work too, but these work perfectly. So let's begin. Let's prepare our double crust. For a deep dish pie with a double crust, we're using 4 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup of Crisco shortening, half a cup of butter, which is 8 ounces or 1 stick. This is salted butter. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using 1 teaspoon of salt because I'm using salted butter. If I used unsalted butter, I'd use 2 teaspoons of salt. And a half a cup of ice water. It's important that you keep everything ice cold during this process because you want your butter and your shortening to stay as solid as possible before you bake it. For the double crust, we need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using salted butter once again, so I'm putting a teaspoon of salt in. And then you take the shortening and the butter that's been cold in the refrigerator or freezer. These are pretty hard. And I'm going to put them in. Now that we've got the flour, the salt, the butter, and the shortening together, let's get the cubes of butter and shortening coated completely with the flour. I'm using gloves to keep my hands cool and the ingredients cool. You can squeeze them a little bit to, you want bigger than pea size. Once you've got everything completely coated, let's make a well in the center of the bowl. Once you have your well, slowly start adding your ice water and mix it with your hands, and you'll see the flour starts to get crumbly. Keep mixing. Okay, you want to get it so it can form a ball. Okay, there's one disc. And we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and we're going to do a second disc. And let's get these in the refrigerator. Now let's prepare the berries. Take your Oregon boysenberries. We're going to strain the juice into a bowl, then the berries to another bowl. Add your 2 cans of juice, boysenberry juice, half a cup of sugar, and 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. Start mixing that, and then turn your burner on to a medium heat and keep stirring so it gets completely dissolved. You want to let it thicken. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Keep a close eye on it. I just stir the entire time and make sure I keep a watch on it. Make sure it doesn't burn or bubble too much. Now that it's thickened up, ready to add the remainder of the sugar and the rest of the berries. Let's start by adding the remaining half cup of sugar. Get that folded in. Let's fold in the berries, and you want to be pretty delicate at this point. You don't want to smash your berries too much. You want them whole, so just fold them in. After the berry mixture is prepared, You want to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool for an hour or two before filling your pie. Now we're going to prepare the pastry dough, top and bottom. So I've taken the pastry out of the refrigerator. Add a little flour to the bottom of the wax paper, the top of wax paper, and then you can place it on there. Put a little on top. Add some more wax paper. Let's start rolling it out. Okay. You're going to end up cutting off those edges, so don't worry about that. All right, now let's put that aside and let's work on the top. Let's add the pie filling. Now let's add the top crust. Cut around pie. I like to have a pretty thick pie crust. So take it, fold it under. The bottom top crust folds under the bottom crust. You can start to feel, because you want to make it uniformly the same thickness. It's pretty thick. And start crimping it like this. Look for the grooves of the pan, and I just use my thumb and forefingers to start making a point and an indentation. And put some slits in the pie. So it can steam. Now that it's ready, we'll bake it at 400 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. Watching it closely, we could put tin foil on the top when it starts to brown too much. And maybe after 30 minutes, and then we go another 10 to 15 minutes, so we end up going about 45, maybe even 50 minutes at 400 degrees. So you keep an eye on it. It's going to be bubbly and hot, and that's when you know that it's ready.
Very good, Larry.
It's very delicious.
What do you like about it?
Very, very delicious.
It's rich flavor, and the crust is delightful.
Delightful. Okay, we're in.
Glad you made it. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the DuckinaPot Show.